Okay, I have a good cold open for us, okay? Okay, so I learned something. I realized something recently, okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
On the art that we have
Yes.
for, like, our podcast, I literally just noticed today that Rory isn't on it.
Oh, yeah! The original sketch didn't have Rory.
You're so right. Oh my gosh.
I sketched the background.
It's been, like, 3
I
months.
forgot.
I can't
We
believe
have to add. I'll add Rory. In
our
somewhere.
entire ethos has been like Rory appreciation. Like Rory doesn't get.
We're awful people.
And I thought maybe you guys would be like, oh yeah, we kind of realized that, but like we didn't say anything. I thought maybe you guys would have known, considering you guys made the art. I just have to look at it for hours on end.
No, I completely forgot.
There's no Rory.
Yeah, because when we did it, Sal did you do the foreground? Like you planned out like, oh, the figures will be around the fire like this, wasn't it?
We talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever planned it. I made a little joke sketch.
Yeah, we used the
But,
joke sketches.
Yeah.
I sent in like a very, very crude like Photoshop edit
Yeah, and then
of
we,
an idea.
And then we
Yeah.
did, and then Sal here made a joke sketch of your sketch.
Yeah.
And then we're like, let's do it.
Let's just do this.
And I forgot.
We went full.
Because basically how it
I
went, I
can't
was
believe
like,
we're no better than the producers
I
of the show.
know.
Forgetting
because how
Rory.
it came out was like, Shay will do Ethan and Sarah, and I will do Betty and Erica. And so I didn't even think about Rory. I forgot.
Like forget any and every joke we've ever made about people. We're so awful for
We're like
we're hypocrites.
Very much so. Anyways, welcome back to the Vampy Wampy Campy Podcast, where we vamp
and you
camp.
camp.
So bitch your tent and get ready to listen. I'm Steff.
I'm Sal.
I'm shy.
Wow, my peaked at my part. I'm sorry.
I went like really close, so it's okay.
I also yelled, so that probably
It's fine. No, it's wonderful.
We're very
Also,
excited
I like how that was your cold open. You had to remind us of our dark past.
of our failure.
Because I didn't even realize it, so I was like, I feel like we should mention it, because I feel like there has to be at least a few people who were like, hey.
Hey.
I don't know why they didn't bring it up.
I know, no one mentioned it. They're just like, cool art, guys. Like, no, call us out. No mistakes. Not
Drag
stick
us-
through us.
Drag us through the coals.
The coals.
Yes.
Drag us through the dirt like the dirty monsters we are.
Yes. Today, we are going to talk about Season 2, Episode 2, Say You'll Be Maztak. I actually have the promo for this on the soundboard. I forgot to add the sounds. Whatever. We'll just ignore it.
Fine.
We'll pretend it didn't exist. We'll pretend.
We'll pretend.
Like how we're pretending Rory is there.
And I was going to have a full Rory segment of the episode, too. So, like, okay, here we go. So here's because I feel like instead of describing the episode, here is the promo.
Welcome, my young warriors.
Hottest sub ever.
Awful.
It's Friday on a brand new My Babysitter's a Vampire.
Use the full name this time.
Ethan and Benny's new teacher
Where you going? Relax, dude. I see gold for my queen.
has an otherworldly plan.
I have come to return the world to endless light.
This is the worst Glee Club ever.
Oh, do they have to put that one?
Next Friday, 8:30, 7:30 Central, part of Night of Premieres on Disney Channel.
There you go. There's
Nice.
the promo. There's the plot.
Yep.
That's the plot. I was like, I feel like instead of just describing it myself, I'll just
Play the promo.
play the promo. So that was
Oops,
the promo
don't
on,
mind
on
me.
Disney Channel. So, what are you guys' initial thoughts on this episode?
Lucia is my queen.
I am her throne.
We've been quoting that nonstop for like a year.
It has to be a year at this point now, yeah, for sure. Just like us, because this is one of the only episodes out of season 2 that I showed to you guys.
Yeah.
This one, I think, like the Toilet Gator episode. And
Yeah,
that's
that one
it.
and the Toilet Gator.
So season 2 is like a complete mystery
Yes.
to y'all's.
Except for the mentions of the vampire ghost car.
Yeah, I do talk
and except
about
for
those a lot.
the finale, because
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
we got spoiled for the finale, which is fine,
Which is fine.
Which
You
is
kind
fine.
of have to, like, I just kind of always assume, and I think everyone in the Mabab fandom also assumes that, like,
we know what happened.
everyone just knows what
Yeah.
happens because everyone has already seen it. Like I said,
Yeah.
apparently there are people in the Mabab fandom who haven't seen the entire show, so, you know, more power to them, I guess. Considering there's so little content, you would think that somebody would just binge the entire thing on Netflix in one sitting and then, like, make a fan account. You know, that's what I thought it was, but...
No.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
That I get like 10 minutes into something and then
Die.
Yeah.
So I feel like this slowly over the months.
I forget you can't like see me, so
It was like interpretive peace signs.
yes.
Slowly over the months, us watching the content.
It was a ride.
It felt shorter than it was. I feel like that's going to be a theme for season 2.
We say that for like every episode though.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's very.
They never
It
feel
has
like 20 minutes.
it has a good
Never.
pacing, I would say.
Yeah.
It had a decent pacing. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like this episode's a very fun one. It's a very quirky experience.
Oh
Is
yeah,
the best way.
it's very quirky.
Basically, like, this episode is very #girlboss. I feel like the conception of it from the very beginning was like, let's make an episode about Sarah and Erica, basically like taking the role of Ethan and Benny. And I was like, that's a good idea, you know, because like basically.
Wait, then Jane takes the place of Rory, and that's why they're trying to push her to the
Oh,
sidelines.
they basically just wrote this episode with Ethan, Benny, and Rory, and then just replaced them with the 3 girl characters.
Yeah.
Wow. It all makes sense now.
We connected the dots.
Never connected shit.
We've connected them.
But I feel like this episode does follow that structure, and I feel like that would have been fine if they didn't have to constantly talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Consistently bring it up how it's like it's the girls.
girls.
It's the
It's
girls
like
now.
very much you get like it makes it seem a lot more like performative if anything.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
not like they actually just wanted to have an episode more dedicated to Sarah and Erica,
Yeah.
where it was
Yeah.
like, ugh, we probably got complaints out the
Yeah.
wazoo about how there's
Wazoo.
there's not a lot of female representation, even though we got female characters in the main cast. Here you go, guys. You know?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
even in the, like,
It's like
Lucia mentions, like, maidens are going to serve their queen.
Yeah. I was gonna say a lot of
Yeah.
this. Like I feel like because we have some opinions.
Yeah, there's like
people
there's like a
to talk
lot
about.
of there's like some commentary to be had about like misogyny and
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like this episode is kind of commenting on it a little bit, like on the most basic surface level. Are you guys both pulling it up?
Yeah.
yeah, I actually haven't been on Tumblr in like the past few days.
In the most surface level way, this show comments on like misogyny. Like people think that girls can't do things. They can.
Which used to be in the kitchen.
Bitch. Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
I'll insert in post what we're referencing.
First of all,
What I'm trying to say is that why?
For why?
Because, like, again, I do like, I think it's kind of funny how, like, Lucia, her power clearly is, like, she can, like, control men.
Men.
She can control dudes.
Yeah.
Bros, if you will. So, like, she was able to very quickly take control over the entire school because, like, the principal is a dude. And the teacher is a dude, so like very easily she's able to just like
Which is actually kind of funny because at least I guess in my experience, most of my teachers have been female,
yeah.
and like actually like leaders of the school have been female.
Yeah, so that's quite interesting situation.
Interesting.
And also like the news organization as well.
Does
Like
it
she's
do-
able to just
I
like
like how she was just on the newscast.
I know.
yeah, she had to like mind control everybody there, which means it was all just guys.
She had to know. How did she know what news
Was.
station?
Yeah,
TV
did she just
was?
appear like in the modern day world like
Yeah.
that day? Like
She
within that,
was kind of dressed like a little bit in modern clothing.
maybe.
guess.
But I
Maybe
think that's just bad costume.
That's true.
I was gonna say like is she supposed to? When was the?
Yeah.
We weren't paying attention to the lore of the
we were
episode.
just like, we just my queen.
I am
her
enthroned.
Seated my queen.
That was all we cared about in this entire episode.
I know, we like cheered and like turned it up and the scene came on.
It was like the boop boop.
Literally.
Can you play the boop boop?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you.
Nice.
It's so good.
Awesome. But anyways, what was I gonna say on this episode? Just like the fact that, you know, like I feel like that was a good idea. Like I feel like that was the first idea that they came up with in the writer room. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we need Sarah and Erica. What should the plot be to make them have to, like, Ethan and Benny would clearly have to be, like, not able to help in any way.
Yeah.
So what should we do? And it's like, okay, well now they're, like, in a cult.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Would you call it a cult?
I'll call it a cult.
I thought it was so hilarious that Mr. G walks in and he's like, what is going on here? Give me my class back. But, like,
He's like, She just grabbed him.
Yeah, but like specifically, he's like, "Hey guys, what's this fire doing?" And it's like,
Oh yeah.
there's literal cult activity.
Yeah,
happening. There's
no
an
attention.
altar,
There's
and
an
there's
altar. There's like the ancient writings on
yeah,
the
people are
floor.
chanting, and he's like, "What is this open fire doing here?" I'm like, all right.
They weren't shirtless at that point, right?
No,
Okay.
they were shirtless
They
after.
were about to
Okay.
be.
Yeah. He joined them in the shirtlessness. That
Okay.
was my hot take.
Was
Quotation, quote unquote, hot take.
Why
was
were
that-
they all
why were they
shirtless?
shirtless?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no reason.
we were talking about how like maybe this was supposed to be like fan service.
Yeah,
if
fan
you're
service
like,
for like mainly were like tweens or like the age of the actors at the oldest.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like,
So like it made sense for them to be like, let's like appeal to our
Yeah,
audience in that way.
but,
But
like-
at the same time, they're adult producers like saying like, hey, you youngins, take your shirt off. It's giving Dan.
it's giving he who shall not be
Yeah.
named. Yeah, honestly, because it's I'm a grown ass adult, so I don't
Yeah.
find any. I just find it weird.
Yeah.
That's it. You know,
Because how old were they when they?
they had to be like 17, 18.
I'm looking at
the characters,
Yeah.
Wait,
the
when was
actors.
it? We went over this in the episode. Then not the episode, but the explanation.
Yeah, it was recorded in 2011.
Cool.
So that's yeah, it was aired in 2012.
Yeah, I just thought it was extremely funny that he brought up no cult like happenings. He was just like, guys, I'm gonna call the fire marshal. And she was like, no. And she like mind
he
controlled
didn't,
him.
like, I don't know about you, but if I saw that happening in a
I'd be
classroom,
like,
I'd
I'd
immediately bolt myself out and go to the nearest police station.
Yeah, I'd leave. I'd be like,
I would go. I would speak to some authorities.
I would talk to the principal, but you know,
Yeah, he was already. Yeah,
he was already a
like
throw.
Mr. G should have been the one to like piece together this mystery,
Yeah,
not like, you know.
not get
Okay,
mind
so
controlled.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think like Rory would have been like maybe like 17ish.
So
So the others isn't he like the youngest one?
I think
Yes.
so. I remember.
So I think the rest of them were actually like adults.
they were
but,
like
like,
18, 19.
yeah.
Yeah. I know Kate Todd for sure was a little bit older than the rest
Yeah,
of
she
them.
was
She
in
was like
college.
fully in college.
Yeah. So she was already like in her 20s.
But she wasn't shirtless.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
It was just the guys.
just the guy characters. We joked about it earlier how different they look in season 2
Oh, yeah.
compared to season 1. Them being older is a very obvious thing in that kind of sense.
But yeah, I was very uncomfortable with all the students being like, hot sub. Like, you
Yeah,
are...
that was weird.
You are fully children, and she is thousands of years old.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, haven't you ever been in a room with middle schoolers or high schoolers?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we were.
We were the same.
Yeah, like maybe not being the same, like ooh hot sub, but like I definitely knew people.
Yeah. Yeah. Who thought about it?
Who said? Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but then at the same time, that's not necessarily their fault. Like the teens being like
Yeah.
ooh hot. If it would be very problematic though.
If she
it,
engaged.
yes, if she kind of. She did, but she didn't. She just kind of.
She
She kept them at bay. And she was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just using you.
yeah, she's like, I'm waiting for my true king.
The
Sun
sun.
King. She's like, I'm waiting for my shoddy. The Sun King.
Shoddy like a melody.
Excuse me.
You just missed out on some delicious ASMR content.
So I was sick for the entirety of like last week that we're recording this.
Hi. We actually recorded some thoughts, but we're on
Yeah.
a tangent right
That's
now.
good. That's good. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was dying last week. But I'm better now. I just still sound bad.
Okay, so when I was like vaguely browsing Tumblr, trying to see the people's opinions, I did come across the one where it's like, this is like the worst episode. Or, like,
Oh yeah.
And like, interesting.
I think they have fair points.
Yeah, they do.
Because
Like, I don't fully disagree with them.
Yeah. Because I agree that it was all the hashtag girl boss actions
Yeah, it
were
was
written
very-
very badly.
Yes, and it was very forced.
Yeah.
Like, they were
They
trying
mentioned
to...
it so often. Like, oh,
It's like, if you want a girl power episode, just look to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
exactly.
Their
Don't
entire
say anything about
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Just let it happen.
Like, I would have been happy if it was like, boom, magic of friendship.
Exactly.
But no,
Friendship is if they said friendship is magic, then
I would have
Perfect.
tackled, like, then they would have hit their target audience, and that target audience is me.
Yes, exactly. But
And then the whole point with, like, making a brown woman very mystical and hot. Hi.
Apologies. I'm sorry.
we're
No,
talking
you
about Tumblr posts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Reading
we're
the
do-
responses?
Yeah, we're talking about the one where they had the good points about, like, the girl power stuff feeling, like,
Yeah.
weird, and plus the getting into the, here, let me quote them directly. This was Betty Weir on Tumblr.
Shout out. Big fan.
Yeah.
No neutrals. Neutrals?
Yeah.
Oomph.
That's one of my, wait.
Yeah,
One of my
is
followers, one of my friends, whatever, I don't know what that means. I'm old.
Yeah,
Keep going.
I never knew what that meant until someone said it in the Discord.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyways,
it says, and like making a brown woman is so mystical and hot and wants to destroy the world's just no thank you. You see like either like Middle Eastern woman or like Hispanic woman.
Yeah, that's very true, and I don't know anything about the cultures that this, like, series is trying to derive from, and, like,
Yeah.
whether it's, like, culturally accurate or not.
Yeah, like we were trying to guess like what culture Lucia would be from. Because like
But,
the Maztak thing sounds like a mix of Mayan and Aztec.
I don't know if that's a real thing or not, so I didn't really...
I looked up Maztak or whatever, it's not a real thing.
It's
like
just from the episode, only
Yeah.
stuff from Above comes up.
You know, it's like a different, it's like a company.
Oh, okay. So, I don't want to comment on, like, the possible cultural influences, because I don't know anything
Yeah.
about it, so that's not, like, my part to say.
Yeah.
All I do know is that I appreciate them making a fake thing, you know, instead of,
Yeah.
like, fully being, like, she's a Mayan princess or whatever. Like, I feel like that
Yeah.
would have been really bad. So
Just trying to make their own like mishmash culture.
yeah, their own lore, and maybe they're a little bit lazy with it, which is a little bit awkward, but...
And like I do agree,
Yeah.
there is like a problem with the way like, ooh, very pretty woman, and her power is wooing men.
Yeah, it's very like croquette, like
Yeah.
female manipulator on Tumblr.
Yeah,
you
but
all know about that whole
But
thing.
also, aren't there like
Lana Del Rey.
certain like gods in certain cultures of like very like pretty like women who?
Yeah, I could definitely see
like
this.
an Aphrodite of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see the influence of Greek mythology for a little bit, which is it's been
Which is
bastardized
just-
so often in media that like it's like not even special, you know.
Yeah.
So I could see it being influenced by that, especially because there's just a bunch of Canadian white dudes writing
Yeah.
this episode that like that's all they really know about like
I am it.
About women.
about woman. By the way, we're in the Vamp Camper. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know if you could clearly tell that
By
we were
our
in the Vamp
panic
Camper.
screams. Because she lives the vamp.
She lives.
Yes, the Vamp Camper lives. If anyone follows us on Tumblr, because it was only talked about when we were on our Podblr, which you should
Yeah.
check out. It's Vampy Wampy Campy
We're starting discourse
Podcast.tumblr.com.
left and right.
Yeah, we were talking about the how the Van Camper.
Sorry.
There she is. Listen to her roar.
She says hello.
Her roar.
I don't know.
I don't know about roar.
I
Do
was
you wanna
thinking,
hear it?
no, God. It's very rainy, if you can't tell. So,
and
that's
we don't get that very
no.
often.
So that's the rain sound that you're hearing.
That or the ambience of cars driving by. Because
Yes.
we're on the side of a very busy road.
This is a very scatterbrained episode of the podcast.
Sorry, guys.
We've talked about the show episode for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not gonna get a copyright strike from that.
From the Circle K.
The Circle K advertisement. Anyways,
This is a sponsored video.
I do like, again, okay, one of my favorite parts of this episode, and I'm glad I mentioned it at the top, because
Yes.
we always forget about Rory.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I wanted to talk about in relation to this episode is Rory, because he's my favorite character, as you guys know.
Yeah.
I love Rory, and he...
Appreciated.
This feels like one of the first episodes, if not the only episode of the show so far, where him being a vampire is a part of the actual like main central story. Like they wrote it with that in mind, if you know what I mean.
Like he's able to get all the good stuff, TM.
Yeah,
for
like he
Lucia.
becomes like the teacher's pet, I guess is the best way to say it, and like he gets all the praise, which I know is like
And then he ends up being the chosen one. But
Yeah,
when
like-
he's on the table, he gets burnt.
he is cursed, as they say.
Yeah.
Because there's so much Rory hatred in the entire everything of it that like the 2 seconds of Rory appreciation that we get, I really appreciate. That's all I'm trying to say. This is the first time. Here's some facts. Here's some logics and logic and facts.
And logic for you.
Yeah. Rory. This is the first time we ever see Rory's glowy orange eyes, which, as we know, happens to a vampire when they get angry, when they get mad. And Rory's apparently just never been mad enough, never been aggressive enough to actually have the yellow eyes, or they just forgot to add them.
Yeah, he's the true Zen master.
Yeah, literally in an episode in season 2, he's like, "I'm laid back, dude. Why stress?" That's an actual quote from him. One of my favorite things about Rory is that he really doesn't care what other people think. Okay, this is a little bit of like a hint at what I want to talk about at the end of the episode that, again, isn't related to the episode we're talking about, but is Mabav related. So, that's whatever. Is that he really doesn't care what other people think. Okay, he maybe he wants to be cool or something in season 1, but definitely he literally is just vibing, I guess is the best way to describe it. He's just hanging out with his friends, going through school without a care in the world. Yeah,
he's just being his own version of cool. He doesn't actually care if others think he's cool or not. He's like, I think this is cool. Ow.
It's okay.
I think this is cool. So.
And again, my something that I really felt within my core that was proven by what I want to talk about later, is that they really wanted to pair Rory and Benny up a lot more in season 2, and kind of develop their friendship. Basically, everyone hating Rory was done on purpose as a starting point for these characters, and they were slowly supposed to develop over time into...
Did you just touch me?
I did not know your arm was there. I was just gonna put my hand here, but I awkwardly graced your skin in a very not okay kind of way. So I apologize.
So I'm just gonna tuck my arm in.
Yeah, we're just gonna recede a little bit.
Into turtle mode.
Yeah. Anyways, and that's present in this episode. We see a lot more Rory and Benny paired up together. By the way, two of the best scenes, in my opinion, of the entire series are back-to-back each other in this episode. First, we have the Lucia's My Queen.
Yes.
And then we have one of my favorite potential meme formats with the hot dog and the trash bag. I'll insert a photo to as
it is
proof.
Honestly, it's just an accurate representation of our friend group.
I would love for that to be a
us
meme
at the Ren Fair
that spires off. Just what do you guys have to say about the episode?
At the end of the episode, she gets Thanos. I said it, and you guys burst into laughter.
Because she drops the glass skull.
She drops the glass skull.
We haven't talked about the glass skull.
Oh God.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I love that Ethan is a puppy-faced crystal guy.
Oh yeah,
we had candid that he's a crystal guy.
Yeah, because he bought
he has moonstones.
They're not crystals, but...
Yeah, but still, it's close
There's
enough.
a bunch of people on Tumblr who are Benny is he's super into crystals and candles, and he's super spiritual.
No, that's Ethan.
That's Ethan.
Ethan's more into spiritual stuff. Benny's just whoa, I got cool powers.
I have the Force. I'm in Star Wars. Yeah, I'm a wizard, and it's no.
You are now a poodle.
This makes no sense. No, bro, that's not how it works. It's very spiritual. You can see Grandma Weir is she's in her full Wiccan,
era.
And her and Ethan are Benny.
There's a reason why you suck at magic, because you don't get it.
Do you think Ethan and Benny's grandma exchange crystals?
I would love that. They're
they
he gets his crystals from her.
They play on days where they cleanse their house and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's definitely her vibe. Ooh, something I wanted to mention while we were watching the episode, but I didn't mention. So for some reason, Sarah and Erica, while they're planning or whatever, they're in Ethan's house, and I was it makes no sense that they'd be at Ethan's house.
It makes more sense that they go to Benny's because Grandma Weir.
Because they need Grandma Weir. And something that I learned. It's a little fun fact about you guys. I don't know if you guys knew this, because I've seen every piece of Mabav media that ever exists.
Yes, not aware, so
not real. Well, relatively. There's a season 2 behind the scenes that I saw on YouTube. I don't know if that's YouTube. I don't know if that's what's actually been released on the DVD or anything. But I saw some behind the scenes for season 2, and apparently, the few times we do end up seeing any parts of Benny's household, it's literally just the props storage closet. There's a corner of the warehouse that they film in.
They fully did not want to make a set, and so I think that's why it's in Ethan's house.
I'll point it out in later episodes. Because I'm pretty sure in the Mummy episode, have we talked about the Mummy episode, like, at all? Do you guys know that there's a Mummy episode of the show?
No.
I think I've heard brief mentions of it.
Well, there's an episode where a mummy shows up, and they fully go to Benny's house, and, like, we see, I think, what's supposed to be, I don't know if it's supposed to be his room or just, like, a room in his house.
Yeah.
But, like, that corner that they film in is literally, like, a corner where they keep all their props, and they just, like, dress it up to look, like, all
A
witchy
bedroom.
and spooky looking, and, this is what their house looks like. It's all cool and, like, witchy and, like, vibey and spiritual, but it's just, like, a corner of that storage room.
Yeah, where they just keep all their,
Yeah, because, like, they only have the set fully built for Ethan's house. So, and because, like, Jane is there, and Jane ends up doing important things. Did we mention earlier in this episode? It feels like 10 hours we've been recording this. So, like, it makes sense. But Jane could literally just walk next door. Like, I wouldn't find that a leap where, like, she wants to be involved. So she, like...
that's what Benny does to Ethan.
So she
because
just comes on
obviously
over.
her and Grandma, we are best friends.
Yeah, like, that's such an obvious thing and, like, a fact.
She's the girl next door.
Like, literally, Benny's grandma will just show up all the time and not even care that Benny's there. She'll just be like, I'm here for Jane.
Yeah.
He basically he's like Harper from Wizards of Waverly Place.
He just lives.
I would hate to go on a Harper rant, but, like, that was, like, one of the only shows that fully committed to, like, actually having a character, like, be adopted by, like, the main cast. I don't know if you guys watched that far. You guys...
Was she legally adopted by them?
Not, like, legally, but, like... But, like, she basically starts living with Alex, like, at some point in the later seasons. And then they have an episode where they show her parents. And, like, her parents are fully like, hey, you guys can stay with her, you know? Like, Harper can stay with you guys. Because, like, they're whack jobs and they, like, not suit to take care of her. And then there's a bunch of jokes about how, like, Harper's, like, a part of the family now. But, like, she's insecure about not actually being, like, blood related to them. Like, hey, guys, we're going to go take our family photos. And it's like... And then something, like, wizard happens, like, something bad in the wizard world happens, and the father's like, oh guys, we gotta change the plans, and Harper's like, are you guys gonna kick me out of the family photo? And they're like, no, Harper, you're gonna be in the family photo because you're part of the family.
You're a part of our family.
And then there's that plot line where Alex and Harper move out, and they get an apartment together. Anyways. Talking about a completely different show.
We should watch Big Time Rush after this.
You know what, guys? We should watch Gravity Falls.
We haven't done bad joke section yet. We haven't done pit review.
Oh, yeah.
Where he calls him, the teacher at the very beginning calls the plants and plantettes.
Oh, and he says, you chlorophyll.
You chlorophyll.
Okay,
my
so we're
life
starting
with
bad
love.
joke section. Okay. You gotta get the sound effect. Apologies. With the I like how it's all Mabab and then there's, like, a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's. And then it's Victorious.
That joke never gets a laugh.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. So we're oh my gosh, I haven't time stamped the past 2 episodes.
That's fair.
I'll do that when I get home. Anyways, what's some more bad jokes? I guess Lucia.
The hot sub jokes.
Sub jokes. Hey guys, I heard we got a sub from Mr. G. I don't know why, but I never pictured Rory. I guess Rory's like a prankster. Literally, there's a whole plot line where he starts a prank channel. That's one of the most memorable parts of the podcast. And I was like, when Rory starts a prank channel, you guys are like, what? He does! Yeah, and he becomes, like, really popular on the internet.
The Big V. That's
Anyways.
not any related to his prank channel, but that's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Can I get a what?
Anyways.
In this episode, any bad joke. I guess, like, in general, the fact that you keep treating Jane like she's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Where
She
like,
gets the Rory treatment.
When she's
The
like,
girl
girl
bosses.
power, and it's like, we said girl power, not little girl power.
And then we have the same, like, you've brought this up multiple times with Erica. If the villain is, like, a lady, she's, like, almost kind of jealous.
She's jealous
Oh, yeah.
of the villain, and then if it's a guy, she wants to date the villain.
Yeah, and so this one, she's, like, trying to, like...
Yeah, it's not as bad as it is.
Lucia on her looks, but then she's like, okay, fine, she's a goddess, but, like, she's still upset
It's
about
not
it.
as bad as it is in other episodes, like with the
cheerleaders and stuff.
and then the evil camera episode.
Yeah.
And then the siren episode later. Have I talked about the siren episode at all? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to look forward to. Anyways. I just get really excited of us going forward. But, like, also I'm really sad that it'll come to an end.
Yes.
Because, like, the 2-part finale, we have to make one episode, and it's going to be, like, 5 hours long.
Oh, we do?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a 2-part...
Did we do that with the first season finale?
No, because it's just one
Because
it's just
for
one
some is
episode.
important.
Oh.
But the season 2 finale is a 2-parter, and I was like, we might as well just cover parts 1 and part 2. together.
Yeah.
Or no, we don't have to.
No, I'm thinking, was there a two-parter to the end of season 1?
No, it was just the one episode,
okay.
which is why, yeah.
Oh, I got it. Okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind.
It's just such a good episode that it really doesn't feel like it only took 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
This one takes 44 minutes. Oh.
yeah. And the 2 episodes are written by 2 different writers, so like you can feel that. But anyways, I won't talk about it right now.
Yeah, we keep talking about everything but the episode we're supposed to be talking about.
Why is that? We have to understand why we don't want to talk about this episode, even though we were hyping it up so much.
I mean, like, not.
It's because we already talked about our favorite bits.
Yeah.
That's true. We have our favorite. Those parts are really funny. The hot dog and trash bag like screenshot, and then the Lucia is my queen. But outside of that,
and then we have the. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Oh, is the photo?
Yeah.
The photo of the book
Of the crystal
the
skull.
the crystal skull art they made for the book.
Circling back to the crystal skull.
This is
Yeah.
Ethan anytime Lucia touched him.
Oh yeah.
Me and C.
Me when see.
So, the
crystal
crystal
skull.
skull thing is like a real like conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That like
But
aliens.
First, Mr. G finds it in the school.
He just finds it
yard.
outside
schoolyard.
on school property.
Yeah,
There's
he's
just a
just-
crystal skull in
He's
Whitechapel.
just doing some plant stuff, and he just bink.
He just finds a crystal skull. Like that's kind of insane,
And
right?
then he rubs it and then gives it the most pathetic pratfall.
He's just like,
Whoa!
Yeah,
As Lucia spawns in game.
Yeah,
yes.
she had a great spawn point, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
Spawn
like
point.
I played Minecraft.
We gotta set the spawn point.
Anyways, yeah, the crystal skull thing is like a real conspiracy. I did.
Yeah.
I played it when it was a free website on the internet.
So
the
like extreme,
early
like,
days.
Beta alpha.
And then as
version.
soon as it got put on like consoles, I got it on Xbox.
Oh yeah, same.
I saved up $20 of my own money as a 5th grader. We finished with bad joke section a long time ago. I forgot to mention it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The timestamps.
There's not a whole lot of bad jokes. We love a lot of the jokes.
If I remember to put the timestamps in, it'll tell you.
Oh,
when
you
bad
want to know
joke
what a bad
section's in.
joke was? All of no, them in a circle outside
Oh,
behind
yeah. Them doing like the chanting thing in the background. Oh my god.
And when Erica in the same scene was like, my skin is
It's
turning
into human fondue.
fondue.
Anyways,
I was gonna say souffle. I don't know why.
It's turning into souffle. Anyways, let me finish the crystal
Baked
skull
honestly-
rant.
Sorry, not to
Go-
go back to
no,
the
it's okay.
fondue thing. She's not human.
That's what I was gonna
Like-
say.
Yeah,
So-
her
oh,
body
yeah.
is human.
And then speaking of like her she just
I
like
take that back.
she
Oh my
I'm
god.
kidding.
I
Okay.
think it was like just her trying to be like edgy and stuff, but still like you
Yeah.
know what a pencil is, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Erica was like, "You have any of those wooden stake darts?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"You mean pencils?" I would understand if like a lot of these jokes feel like they were written for like a vampire character who's like a lot older
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
like just a few years. Because like if there was a vampire character from like the Victorian era, I'd be like, okay, they don't know what pencils are.
So like Lestat.
if like that would be like a thing that like I would understand, you know. But like same thing with Rory, where Rory was like in the season 1 finale, he was like, after a few decades or so, it'll be fine. And it's like that implied. I feel like that line always implied that like he was alive for like decades, you know. So
Yeah.
like from
Oh, yeah.
personal experience, but no, he's barely
But
been a
no.
vampire for a year at that point.
Yeah.
Not even like 6 months at best, because season 1 is like 6 months at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we established. Like it starts
Oh,
at the
yeah.
beginning of the school
And,
year,
you
then
know-
it ends with like their winter.
Yeah, I
formal.
was saying that it was a headcanon of mine, but like honestly, throughout the season 2, like it really does cement that this is supposed to be the beginning of the school year.
Yeah.
So
So then like that whole other semester
Mhm.
happens where Sarah's just like gone, and that's why Ethan's
Yeah.
worried about her.
so like they skipped over the entire spring semester and they
Yeah.
cut back to like the beginning where the movie started, but like a year later
yeah.
Me
is
with
the season
college.
2 premiere.
I cut out the entire spring semester. Me in college.
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish the crystal skull rant before I talk about the sun vampire
Oh,
thing.
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So like, I know the crystal skulls are like a real thing, like a real conspiracy theory. All I know about it is from dang Indiana Jones. Is that
Like,
like
we were gonna say ancient aliens from the History
Oh,
Channel.
yeah.
I've seen every episode of it. All like 20 seasons of Ancient Aliens.
That's just a quote from Benny, or like Rory.
Oh yeah, they definitely watched Ancient Aliens. They watched Doug Falconhawk, of course they did.
Yeah. They're
Do you
probably,
think they watched Ghost Adventures?
you know, I was
Yes.
just gonna say,
That's what-
like Ethan simped for Zach Bagans, like most of us.
I was gonna say, like, the Scarefinder and Doug Falconhawk is like
Yeah.
their universe's version of that.
Of Ghost
No.
Adventures.
So, like, if this was if it was in our universe, it'd be what's that guy's name?
Zach Bagans.
Yeah, that would have been the guy that came to the town.
Okay, but Zach Bagans is so much superior to Doug Falcon. No. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
Oh, I see where this is
I
going.
understand. Okay, so
No.
you're saying that you're a stan.
Listen, like 6th grade me was absolutely a stan of Ghost Adventures.
That's honestly just what that episode's about.
6th grade. 6th
They're
grade.
just like that. Like, they literally love
Yeah.
like that show. Yeah, and they've only been like acquainted with the supernatural.
In terms of role models to have, I guess.
Zach Bagans was your role model?
No.
I want to grow up to be Zach Vegas.
No. Yeah, Ghost Adventures.
Well, anyways, on all those shows, they talk about the crystal
Anyway.
skulls a bunch. That, like, there are these crystal skulls that have been found, like, that apparently the aliens created, and they do whatever. If you're a crystal skull fanatic, please let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear your story.
DM us on the pod and tell us if we're wrong.
Yeah, please. I would love to hear it. I would love the interaction.
Yes.
But so, like, people are like, oh, look, we found crystal skulls from, like, a bajillion years ago. But it's like,
Yeah.
no, they're all been made in modern day. And, like,
Yeah.
they weren't buried. It was all fake, right?
Yeah.
They dusted some dirt off of it.
Apparently. But, like, this show confirms that there are crystal skulls. And since it does create its own lore with, like, the Maztak kind of stuff, then I guess the crystal skulls are connected to that. Which, there is some lore about that, right? Where it's, like, she's like the Sky Queen, I think is what she is.
Yeah.
And then the Sun King, who is her lover.
Wait,
Lavore?
no, because I remember in the episode Sarah was talking about why didn't the sun and earth stay together?
But she's
And
the Sky
So she might.
Queen,
I thought she was gonna be like
Earth Queen. Well, why would she
She
kill...
doesn't seem like a very earthy.
That's
She does
true.
want to murder the Earth. She wants to as like a
Yeah, she
peace
literally-
offering. She's like,
Yeah.
here's all these killed people.
Yeah.
marry me.
And then the moon goddess got in between of them apparently, which is
By
why
touching her hand to their foreheads.
Well, I was gonna
and
say that's
avoiding
why
her
the
fate.
moon rocks actually from the moon, you know,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
like her weakness because the moon in the ancient lore, in the story, the moon goddess got in between them.
Yeah,
So
that's what happened in the lore.
so that's why the moon is like she's weak against moon stuff.
Why did they have to touch it on their foreheads though?
I don't
understand
know.
Why that
She,
was
they,
a thing.
I guess because it's like their brain.
Just like.
I would have actually liked to see Benny get his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, by Sarah.
Yeah,
and
because
Erica.
Benny's like, too bad we have to destroy you, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, you
like, you
scrawny
can't-
nerd. Rory could put up a fight, but like this is a PG show, so they're not gonna show actual violence.
I wish we had a scene of just Benny getting decked.
I would have loved it because like he did get like punched the fuck out in the movie.
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
remember that scene,
Yeah.
by Gord. Gord punched his shit out, and then he immediately died. Benny's like, that's what you get.
And Benny got rocked by Cord.
But we don't get to see that. They just like immediately cure them with like the moon rocks or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about Gordon. I was like, no, he didn't.
Nope, he died.
Okay, Resident Gord Stan.
Are we like we're like people who talk about Gord ever? I feel like most people don't even know that his name's Gord because
Yeah.
like it's only ever shown in the captions and then I
Yeah.
think in the end title, like where they show the cast
Yeah.
in the title sequence, the
Yeah.
end credits.
End credits.
End credits. That's the only time they say it. And then the other guy that never even has a word of dialogue, he's supposed to be Wen.
And that's how they show.
Is
the
Wen supposed to be the
subtitles.
pizza guy? Yes, he is. I don't know why I never picked up on that. It's made very clear and obvious that the pizza guy is Wen, who you see in the background of the movie. Occasionally, he doesn't have any dialogue until that pizza guy scene moment, and then Sarah murders him. Don't know why I never picked up on that until literally just now that I'm editing. I just wanted to clarify that. I don't really like doing these interjections post podcast moment, but I think it's important because I don't want to get the Mabav lore messed up. I don't want you to get the wrong idea of who I am, okay? Anyways, back to our bullshit.
With the fork.
Yeah.
No, she kills him with the stake, but she stabbed him with the fork ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the episode.
Yeah.
let me.
We were.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back on track.
We were talking about how Benny gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. Let me get back on track to the son. Okay, so this is something that I think I've finally reconciled with, because we had a discussion about this on the podcast with our guest Logan, right?
Yes.
Because he was like, "Well, how does the sun work in this show? Like, how does it affect them?" And we were basically like, when we did that episode. But I think I've consolidated it. Here, can you hold this so I can do my fancy hand gestures? I think we can like officially like confirm how the sun works. Like in my mind, I can headcanon it, because in the actual text, which is the show, it is very much just not well confirmed or stated at all, right? It's just not a thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but in my personal headcanon, I think what it is that they, over time, this is my theory, okay? This is like my little lore building, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Over time, vampires become less and less, like, have become more and more immune to sunlight. Because we see when they have, like, the tanning bed bulbs, like when they hit them with it, it burns their skin. So, like, direct contact of, like, UV rays or whatever, the sun, they've slowly over time become immune to it. This is my headcanon, okay? There's no proof of this in the show whatsoever. Yeah. But we do know that they can walk outside while the sun is out, and it's even a sunny day where there's, like, little clouds, and they can still be fine. Yeah. Like, they don't have, like, there's no harm to them. They'll just joke about, like, oh, I need sunscreen, that kind of stuff, right? But in this episode, the sun is, like, actively starting to, like, this, I guess the earth is, like, colliding with, because, like, everything's in orbit. So, like, how does that work?
Getting
like,
bigger.
Closer? Or is it growing?
Yeah.
Oh, because the guy on the weather said, like, solar corona.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Just demonetized.
Demonetized. So like there's like a solar flare basically that's like heading straight towards Earth. It's going through the other planets.
Yeah.
It's going right past the other planets.
So what we're learning is that they would not survive in like Chile or like Brazil.
Possibly.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
And somewhere near the equator.
Yes, that's why
the fact that they're in well, kind of like
they're like the furthest away from.
Yeah, kind of like in Twilight. The reason why they reside in forks is because it's literally cloudy and rainy like 24/7. Yeah. And the one day where it's sunny outside, they're like nowhere to be seen. Like, they hide and it's not because the sun hurts them. It's because they glow. They glow like a highlighter. Like, like when you're like, yeah, they go bing. Because like I'm pretty sure in the books it's described as like they literally are like fluorescent. Like when like you pass by like a fluorescent like sticker. Yeah. Like that's what they look like in the sun. So like it's very unnatural looking. Anyways. So that's my personal opinion on how the sun works, because like I guess the best way to say is they've slowly become immune over time. That's like my opinion, but like maybe it's just always been that way, where it's like, I mean, Rory literally just describes it as kind of annoying, and like that's it, right? So like that's basically what it is. It's like it does affect them.
I think maybe they're like more prone to like skin melting and cancer.
Like if they were like touch a light bulb, it wouldn't just be like, ow, I got a 3rd-degree burn. Like it would actually like turn their skin into goo.
Yeah, like when Nebula reached in that thing to get the Infinity Stone.
Yes, it would do that.
Yeah,
it would do exactly that.
And then they heal.
Speaking of sun, like I like what you brought up, that like maybe Rory has like a scar.
Yeah, because I was like, I would have liked it if like, because we never see them shirtless again, thank God. Yeah. But like, I would like to think that like it leaves a scar, like because it was literally like pure sunlight.
Yeah, it was
into
like
the
little
skin,
like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, basically.
And he was an ant.
That's what. Yeah, that's what this Crystal Skull was doing.
Yeah, I like to think the same thing on Ethan. Even when like she like
had it like in his chest.
Yes, like kind of like
he's
a
like,
little.
Like he had to have some horrible burns on his skin from that.
Maybe it was like touching like a hot oven or something.
That's what I mean.
Like since he's human.
If he, like
so
it actually
heal up, kind of.
It just affected him like actually how like.
Getting burned with like a pan or something.
Burned with firewood. Yeah.
And then meanwhile it was like melting Rory in half.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rory's arm is like goo.
You are unpure.
Yeah, man. Like I said this earlier already, but I just like that they actually considered.
When a woman does math. You are unpure.
Good one. I'm sorry. Anyway,
sorry. I'm still in like my humanities mindset, because that's what I was doing literally minutes before.
We love that. What was I saying? Oh. Again, I like the idea that this episode is like constructed around the fact that Rory is a vampire. Like it was you know, like a part of his character within the episode. It wasn't just like, oh, he's a guy that's there. Like, of course, him being a vampire would affect their antics. And I feel like in other episodes, if they would have done that in a better way, it would have been done more effectively, I guess is the best way I can describe it as. So, are we going to do fit review?
Okay.
Sorry.
Fit review! Okay, what's the first fit you have in mind for us?
Of the teacher.
Not Coach
Mr. G.
Mr. G. He was a coach in a previous episode.
Oh, yeah.
So originally he had the same outfit that you would wear, Shy, on a given day.
Yes.
Which was like Hawaiian dad shirt, and then he also had like khaki shorts. But, you know,
But I don't do khaki shorts.
Yeah. But like now I think they've gone in like a hippie, like
This is kind of surfer dude.
like surfer dude. Like he's clearly supposed to be very
He
like.
has like the puka shell.
He has a puka shell necklace and like an orange like long sleeve. Like what kind of? It's like a V-neck.
Yeah, V-neck.
But it has like a symbol on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has like
a little
a graphic.
symbol.
Does he have?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
it has like a graphic
It
on it.
almost looks like a sun.
I think that maybe that was
Oh, wow.
foreshadowing. Yeah, it's a sun like.
Then he has the khaki pants.
Yeah, and then khaki pants, cause like.
He's wearing
Iconic of him.
pants this time.
Let's talk about the Benny striped shirt. Is he wearing the same shirt from like the zombie
I
episode?
think so. It's
He
like it's like the
is.
green and the blue.
The green and like the dark blue or black like
and then
striped
he
shirt.
has and then he has another pattern over
He has
it.
a zip jacket, a zipper jacket, which he literally never. I'd always associated the like the zip up jacket with Ethan.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's not like a Benny like outfit. I wonder if the production on these episodes are different because like Rory's very much in like season 1 affair attire.
Yeah, with the color coordinated plaid blue shirt over.
Plaid blue shirt and then like a gray blue
And then
graphic
Ethan's
tee.
in his he's not wearing a
Maroon.
graphic tee this time.
No, at least he has
Yeah.
them.
He's
I'm
wearing
just-
a
yeah.
baggy hoodie.
Like I wonder what, because like in season 1, not season 1, in season 2 episode 1, Rory's wearing like that full 2010s
Yeah.
like
Fit.
galaxy. Like they kind of switch between having Rory being like those really gaudy scene kid 2010s clothing and then like what he'd been wearing for the rest of the show, which is like
Nerdy.
Plaid.
nerdy plaid short sleeve button up and graphic tee. So I mean the gang's all here. Again, I like the way
Yeah.
that they're styling Ethan's zip up like gray jacket.
It's like a halfway.
And then like I like him in the maroon
yeah,
colors
it's a
as
dark
well.
color.
It's a very like cool tone,
he looks
kind of purpley.
like we said, the cool tones and like I think dark colors
Yeah.
also suit him well.
I'm not a fan of Benny's zip
Yeah.
up.
Me neither.
I don't like the zip up.
Also, it's again proving that Ethan's the sweater paws guy and Benny's the roll up his sleeves person.
Yeah.
Like the duality of people.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Two types of gays.
Are we gonna talk about Lucia's outfit? She's wearing an awful statement necklace, that's for sure.
Okay, we
They're
can
all-
see the whole thing.
So she's wearing like this purple.
I like the color.
It's
Yeah.
nice. I like the purples and kind of like the muted purples and the muted
It's just,
Yellows?
It's like a
contrasting colors.
it's a beige.
Beige. It's a kind of yellowy color.
Yeah,
Her shawl.
Yeah, it's a complementary color scheme.
Yeah, and she has like a statement necklace.
And
which
a
is-
belt.
Yeah, and a belt. Very 2010s, considering she
Yeah.
just materialized.
Is that why Erica's so jealous?
Her statement necklace and statement belt game is like way higher
And
than Erica's.
honestly, statement bracelet too.
Oh yeah, she got some chunky bracelets on too. I like the
Yeah.
purple dress. I mean, is that? I
It's,
don't think
it's like an empire waist where it's up high, like right under the.
Yeah, right under the chest area, and it's a long. And she's probably wearing like sandals. I bet.
It's a very interesting texture.
It's like that ruched.
Yeah.
I bet if you take it off, it like shrinks down to be like that big.
Oh yeah.
It's all tiny. You know those shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before they change, Erica's wearing all black. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it like,
Statement necklace.
got the statement necklace and the bracelet.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of shirt. Is
It's
she...
just kind of like the girl cut sleeve, but a little puffier.
Yeah. But like it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of like that gray shawl thing she was wearing in season 1, where it's like longer in the armpit.
Oh, are we talking about Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking
Sorry.
about Erica.
No, I'm talking about Erica.
What?
Sorry, I'm talking about Erica and her sleeves. How like they're longer in the armpit area.
Oh yeah.
And then they're shorter. But like, is it like lace Is she wearing like
Yeah.
a lace overshirt or is it one shirt?
I think it's one shirt.
Yeah, I think it's a part
lace
of it. It's
sleeve.
just like a little.
But like the neckline has like a little sheer
Yeah,
lace.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
like-
say it does have an interesting texture.
Yeah, is it like
Yeah,
lace?
It's lace.
Yeah.
I
Over.
think they just had a basic like thing, but then the manufacturers, they put lace over
Is
it.
it one of those like shirts that came with like a cami like sewn on the inside of it?
Yeah, that's
So it's like a black cami and then like a lace shirt.
mess on it.
Like like sewn over it. So it looks like you have layers, but it's just one shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Erica in all black.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I would like a little bit of red, but
Yes.
I'll take the all black. And then Sarah again is going with that more like, did we say hippie? Like when we said like that 2010s.
Originally we said more twee. But,
Yeah.
But she is like that like twee or like hippie, hipster. kinda.
Hipster, I guess is like that like 2010s commercialized hipster kind of like,
Yeah, kind of boho.
yeah, boho is the best way to describe it. Like that very like Kmart boho kind
Yeah.
of look.
Of like the very intricate, almost like paisley pattern.
Yeah, she wears a lot of long necklaces in season 2.
I like the long necklaces.
And I like them. I like her long necklaces.
I think it'd be cool if she had like a bunch of shorter ones too.
Yeah, that would be
Like
nice.
up to like choker
But like
size.
over like a lot of jewelry, it wasn't like really in back then.
Yeah, I
It's more of
know.
like a modern thing.
I know.
But like I agree
one
with you. I'm
can
agreeing with
hope.
you.
Yeah, she has
Um,
like hoops.
And then the hoops, I like the hoops matching gold jewelry.
She has like the black cami.
Yeah, is
And
it?
then her bag.
I was gonna say she doesn't have the messenger like kind of like bag anymore. It's like a purse.
Yeah.
Erica sells a backpack, right?
Yeah.
She's fully wearing a backpack.
I think so.
That just shows her nerdiness. And she still
Yeah.
has like a ginormous backpack. But Sarah's always been like a tote bag, purse to school
Yeah.
kind of person.
Yeah.
And her bag has like the little frilly fringe on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It has like. Was it like? What was the texture of it?
It's like faux leather. The cat shirt!
Jane has a cat shirt.
With glasses.
I'm gonna for the girls who know, for those who know out there, that's like a reference. That's like a maybe a subtle like
This is a very
foreshadowing.
Good screen.
I think it's a subtle foreshadowing
The
to.
motion blur.
I think Jane wearing a cat T-shirt is subtle foreshadowing to the Halloween episode. And that's all I'll say for y'all who don't know. And then the full black fit. I like that they have a matching fit at the end. I appreciate our girls matching. You know, are they wearing heels? Is there a way to see if they're wearing heels or not?
Oops, no, I don't.
I don't think we ever see their feet. Oh, they're wearing boots, maybe?
Erica looks like
Erica
she is.
looks like
Hold
boots.
on, why did these come back on?
I don't think they ever, like, show their
No.
feet. I don't think we see their feet.
No feet content.
No
But
feet content.
But Erica's fully wearing like knee-high boots.
Yeah, but they're wearing,
Like
like,
leather
black
boots.
leggings.
Why
Yeah.
do they have helmets on if they take them off when they're inside?
Because to protect their heads from the sun.
I think they're
Oh,
protecting
oh.
themselves from the sun
You're
outside.
Duh.
so right.
Same
I'm
thing
sorry.
with the gloves. Like
I
they're,
forgot.
Yeah.
are they wearing like hot pants or are they? I think Erica's wearing hot pants.
Yeah.
Or they're
hers,
they're like that shiny metallic
hers,
jeans.
Yeah.
Hers look like a different texture than Sarah's.
Sarah's either wearing leggings or like jeggings. I
Yeah.
think is what they were called back then.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
full 2010s jeggings.
And then they have the gloves and matching leather jackets.
No, I
Girlfriends.
think they're PVC.
Oh yeah, well.
Is
yeah,
that the term?
PVC.
Is that the word PVC?
PVC, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, or
Yeah. Because that's like
the shiny.
the shiny kind of stuff.
And they have motorcycle helmets,
Mhm.
which I have no idea where they got, but
Yeah, like did they go to the store and buy this matching
did
fit?
they just,
or did they
pop
already
into
have
like
it?
this? Did they pop into like the Goodwills and like?
I guess. Oh look, matching.
Oh,
PV
hold on.
Sorry, it was my fault for mentioning it. It happened again. Is that it for fit review? We're done.
Look at how like ill-fitting her helmet is.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Her like she's so tiny in the helmet. She's like
It's just ginormous on her. Yeah. I know look how short she is
I know,
compared to
she's so
Erica.
small.
Oh my gosh, I never
Tiny.
realized that she's like really short.
And that's why I headcanon Erica is the tallest, even though I know she's not.
But she is the tallest.
But she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my heart, she is the tallest.
Is Ethan taller than Sarah? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Sarah's the shortest, and then it's
Yeah.
Ethan, and then it's Benny, and then is it Benny then Rory, or is it Rory then
For
Benny?
me,
I think it's Benny then Rory.
yeah, like
Or wait, if we're talking from tallest to shortest, it's in my mind
Mm-hmm.
Erica, Benny, Rory,
Yes.
Ethan, Sarah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how it is in my
Yeah.
head.
We discussed this in the last episode.
Yes.
Hey guys, it's me once again. Unfortunately, the outro and our final thoughts and ratings, the audio got pretty messed up at the end. This isn't, of course, new to the podcast. A lot of the early audio in this episode is a bit wonky as well, but the ending is pretty unusable to say the least. So I'm just going to close out the episode for today. Apologies for having to cut, the questions and stuff out. The audio just got really, really bumpy and shaky by that point. I want to share some of the responses we got on the Podblur regarding this episode. I asked a question and be like, hey, what do you guys think about this episode? And these are the responses that I got. I'm going to read them out loud now, or at least the ones that I haven't read out already. Mystic Moondancer basically described their favorite scene of the episode, which is the, hot dog trash bag scene, which is absolutely hilarious. It is the best scene ever. I totally agree with you. Thank you for responding. You're one of my faves. Also, The Gay Next Door on Tumblr said, I saw someone describe it as a weird fever dream, and I feel like that's a pretty good description of it. Also, not gonna lie, it's probably my least favorite episode of the show. Thank you for sharing your opinion. I really appreciate it. Aradon Boradon said, definitely a weird episode, but Sarah and Erica kicking ass with the villain was ace. And I totally agree. I feel like that's one of the best parts of the show. I would have loved to see more Erica and Sarah moments, which was basically what our conclusions were at the end. I can give you my personal final rating for this episode. We went on a long rant about how, while there are problematic elements of the episode, overall, it is a fun romp to sit through and watch, and Mabav in general is a good show to, just sit down and watch, considering it's a pretty small series. So this is a good episode to just kind of, sit and watch in tandem with the rest of the show. It's not as impactful as some later episodes are and some earlier episodes were, but it personally didn't offend me, so I had a good time watching it. I gave it a 3.5 to 4 out of 5 glass skull heads. Pretty sure Sal gave it a 3 out of 5, and Shay gave it a 2.5 out of 5. They might be swapped. Yes. Thank you for listening to the Vampy Wampy Campy Podcast, even through all of its trials and tribulations. If you want to share anything with us, discuss Mabav in any way, shape, or form, please hit us up on the podcast Tumblr, which is vampywampycampypodcast.tumblr.com. You can message me on my personal Tumblr as well. Link is in the description. Also, check out Sal and Shay on Tumblr as well, because they have some pretty good reblogging action, I will admit. I'm a little bit jealous, if I do say so myself. Send in your fan art, questions, fanfic, you name it, and we will post and discuss it on the Podblur. Make sure to take down your tent, put out your fire, or else Smokey the Bear is going to come over and hypnotize you and light the world on fire. I know it sounds contradictory, but he will do it. And with that, I bid you farewell. Lates.